you know what they say, overconfidence sometimes, good. That's the case for Nigeria, as we were knocked out of the Africa Cup of Nations even after winning all 3 games in our group stages. But I guess that's old news. Now. The team that we beat in the first game of the Africa Cup of Nations, Egypt, they are there in the finals, and they'll be playing against Senegal. Welcome to another episode of Strictly Sports. My name is Johnbinho, the hard tackling and the super dynamic midfield maestro. A combination of Makaleli and Javi, N'Golo Kante and Andre Pirlo, where intensity and tenacity make craftiness and guile. And today, I've got 2 guys in the house. One from London, Rotimi, and the other, we mean Abuja, Akachukwu. And together, we'll go into AFCON and we'll also talk about the NBA, that's basketball. Promises to be interesting. Don't go anywhere. Peace. All right, you're welcome to the first edition for the year, like I said, and I've got Akachukwu and Rotimi here, and together, we're going to touch AFCON for a bit, and then we'll go to the NBA. We'll talk about basketball. The last time we talked about basketball was Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and we're a bit biased, talking from our own side. This time around, we'll be more, objective in the way we look at things. So, Akachukwu, you're welcome.
Yeah, bro, nice to be here. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. Rotimi, you're welcome as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me back again. I can't wait for us to get into the nitty-gritty and discuss some of these things.
All right. So, Akachukwu, the Africa Cup of Nations, Nigeria had a perfect, group stage event. And then after that, overconfidence now. We start doing permutations. Okay, as we don't carry 9 points now, if we catch these ones now, we'll go beat them, we'll go final, we'll go win through. Yeah, they're all in their clubs now. Everybody don't go house.
Or more like it was disappointing, but really it wasn't as disappointing as the Algeria loss some years back. But this was disappointing. But looking at it objectively, Sénégal just came in a few weeks before the tournament. So in hindsight, we shouldn't have expected so much from him. Admittedly, it was a very talented team. I think, in fact, not that I think, I really, I'll argue anyway that our team had the best quality in the tournament. Because looking at the teams here now in the finals, okay, say Senegal, if you want to go man-to-man or look at the squads beside each other, you would say only Senegal could have matched us. Egypt are in the final and we defeated Egypt in the first game fairly easily. We could have won that game 2-0 or 3-0. So this was a tournament we could have won. I feel we could have won it easily. So it was just about having a good coach. I knew we had a great team. Players across the 11 positions, we had quality, we had depth. So we should have won this tournament, in my opinion. But it's just a matter of, normally it's Niger, poor preparation. Something always comes up. So firing against Raw, I think it was a good decision. It was a start. So that just messed with the team. And even though we felt we could have surpassed that and gone further, but in the end, that was what came to haunt us. It was just the quality of, I don't want to say the quality of the coaching, because I think Sénégal did a good job with the time he had. But if we had a better coach, let me just use that word, a better coach, and who had spent more time with this team, we could have done better. We could have still been in the tournament by now. So it wasn't a bad tournament because it has set us up nicely for the World Cup qualifiers and hopefully the World Cup. So it wasn't a bad tournament. What do you guys think?
All right. Yeah, you've asked me what I think. I was disappointed in the country, obviously, because I expected them to go all the way to the final. They got too cocky and thought Tunisia, we should be able to defeat Tunisia now. But that's by the way. We shouldn't be dwelling much on a team that is already out of the competition. There are 2 teams who will be playing the final, and we're talking about Egypt and what are they called now? Senegal. Mane versus Salah. And this is an opportunity for the likes of Edouard Mendy to win the first of 3 trophies that will be on grab for this month of February. He has the Africa Cup of Nations finals. He has the Club World Cup, to look forward to. He also has the Carabao Cup final still against Mohamed Salah. So this is just part one of the two-part series between Edouard Mendy and between Edouard Mendy and Mohamed.
I'm really looking forward to the finals. My two guys, Mo Salah and Sadio Mane. I'm so happy for the both of them because you can literally see it on Salah's face. He wants this so badly in semi-finals. Before the penalty shootout, he was talking to his teammates, trying to galvanize his teammates. You could see when they won the penalty shootout, even in the quarterfinals, like you can see the desire. It's a lot. He wants to win this tournament, so I'm so happy for him. Either way, it's a win-win. So throughout the tournament, Egypt, or since the loss to Nigeria and the knockout phases, I've noticed that Egypt have not been. They are more like they are no longer among the favorites. People don't see them as that big of a team. Like normally, coming into this kind of tournament, Egypt are always tipped to be one of the favorites. But in this tournament, it's almost like they are not. But from what I've seen, tactically, they are good. They don't have so many players that are individually brilliant, but tactically, they are a good team. Senegal, too, are a well-coached team. They have depth. That's what I like about Senegal, because you could see sometimes they had to turn to their bench. Even in the previous game, when Kouyaté came on and scored, they turned to their bench. So they have depth. They have quality. Mane, Mendy, Idrissa, having Ismail Assar come from your bench. So they have quality. They have talent. So it's going to be a tough game. I don't want to predict. I don't know who's going to win. It's just a matter of, in my opinion, may the best team win.
All right. I think it's time for us
to. I've been a bit disappointed with the tactics employed by Egypt. I expected them to, try to get the best out of Mo Salah, one of the 5 best players in the world. I expected them to play more central, push him into the middle, try to get the ball to him quickly and on their attack. Try to get him going. You get Salah going, you get the whole team going, because right now they look like a cohesive team unit. They look strong as a team, but when you have such talents in your team, you are supposed to build your team around them, try to get the best out of them. And I think that's the main reason why Senegal might win in that final, because they are more money oriented, and I have noticed that he's had a better tournament overall than Mo Salah. So if it comes down to it, I truly believe that Senegal would win, and it will be all down to the coaches, to the Egyptian coaches.
Yeah, I think I agree that slightly, maybe not slightly. I think he has had a better tournament than Salah. But if you notice, I think in the first game against Nigeria, they tried to be more Salah oriented, try to get him into the game more. Because he wasn't too influential. Because if you try to play center, the way African football is, the middle congested, so you have to stretch the game. So I don't really blame Egypt. Maybe they just saw it as, okay, this is not working for them. And even if you look at it, Salah has had chances in other games more than the game against Nigeria. So when the team is more about a cohesive unit than about him, sometimes the ball gets to him. And then it is one or two other guys that I like. There's this Mamouche guy. There's Zizou. I like those guys. So it's not. I think I agree with the tactics they are using. That if they try to play through Salah too much, it will be easier for the opposition to counter that threat. It's always, you can just put 2 men on Salah. It's difficult. Yeah, that's what I think.
All right. I think that should be it for AFCON. So we could go to basketball, where I'm sure Rotimi is already salivating. Yeah, as it is right now, the Phoenix Suns are basically the team to beat, at least from what we've seen so far this season. They have the best record in the NBA. The Golden State Warriors are also doing well, interestingly, because so many people were expecting them to struggle since they relied so much on Curry last season. And now the LA Lakers, apparently at the beginning of the season, they were the super team on paper. Russell Westbrook, LeBron James.
On paper.
Yes, on paper. They actually had, because bringing in Carmelo Anthony, bringing in Ross, AD was already in the team, and James doing a little bit of other trades, Malik Monk and so on.
Rondo. There was quite some depth in the team, and the team was structured properly. But one thing that they didn't take into account was the fact that it was coming off the back of a very congested season, and they were putting together the oldest team probably in franchise history. They have several people above the age of 30. Injuries are always going to be a thing this season. As you can see across the board, every single team in the NBA, apart from maybe the Phoenix Suns, has suffered some form of injury this season. Kevin Durant has been out for so long that he's dropped out of the MVP conversation. Joel Embiid, is having one of his injury uninterrupted seasons. But if you look at the LA Lakers, every single big player in the LA Lakers has been out, aside from Russell Westbrook, which I don't know how he's doing it, but it would have been great if he actually goes out.
Yeah.
It would have been great if he actually gets one injury or the other and just goes for a few games. But as you can see, I believe that was the one thing that they didn't look out for when building their roster in the LA Lakers. But I don't want us to focus too much on the Los Angeles Lakers because their issues are well documented. There are some people that have been quietly performing that I want us to actually speak about, and those are the rookies.
Can I guess? Okay. Continue.
I caught you out there. There's Evan Mobley. There's the guard at Cleveland Cavaliers. What's his name? I said Cavaliers. The Houston Rockets. Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham. There's a lot of rookies this year, and they are actually performing better than I thought they would. Someone like Evan Mobley blew my mind. I did not expect him to be this good into his first year in the NBA. And there's also Cade Cunningham that we all expected to be great, aside from maybe Stephen A. Smith, who felt he was going to be a shell of himself in the league. But Akachukwu, what do you think about these rookies?
It's actually been, should I say, a landmark year for them. It's really interesting.
Rotimi, I lost you for a bit. Can you just restart the area where you talked about the rookies? After Mobley, who was the next person?
Jalen Green. The shooting guard from the Houston Rockets.
All right, what about Cade Cunningham? I think he's one of the top performers.
Yeah, to me, he's the runaway leader in the Rookie of the Year standings. He has been excellent. If you look at his stats, he's up there with some of the best guards in the league. So I believe he's been above what they ever thought he was going to be in his first year in the NBA.
I'm impressed. Like, I have to say, I'm very, very impressed. Scottie Barnes, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Mobley, like, they've all been really good. But also, I think players like, let me say, Ja, how into the league and settled into the league, and then what's this guy's name? Ball came Charlotte Hornets guy, LaMelo Ball. How these guys have come and settled into the league and become one of the best, some of the best players in the league. I think it has given these guys this year a lot of confidence. That's my opinion. Because they know that, okay, as long as the quality is there, you don't have to be scared of anything, whether you're a rookie or you're not a rookie. So it's been a good year for the rookies. It's been a really good year for the
but if you look at before the year started, there was different predictions. He had Jalen Green as Rookie of the Year. He had Cade Cunningham as Rookie of the Year, but no one ever saw Evan Mobley being a front runner. It's been so good for the Cleveland Cavaliers that Cleveland are even looking like a contender for the championship. It's surprising.
No, I think that's going too far. They're not looking like contenders. They're looking like a really good team. But the thing with rookies. That's the thing with rookies is when you get into the playoffs, they've not been there, done that. So even if you see a LeBron James, or let me not say LeBron James, he's not in the East. If you see them paired up against Boston Celtics, the experience of guys like Tatum or Marcus Smart or Jaylen Brown will come through against those rookies. Yeah, so that's the thing with rookies. They look like, but let's not take anything away from them. It's been a really great season from them. Let me a worthy mention. I mentioned Ja Morant earlier. I know Rotimi is going to have something to say about it. You're going to call Luka Doncic. But let's not take it away from Ja. What I'm going to say is I don't mind any of the recognition or hype Ja is getting now, because in his rookie season he did not get all this. All this hype went to Zion Williamson, and I hated it. Zion was injured half the time, and Morant was dragging his team to the play-ins position in Western Conference, and he wasn't getting enough recognition. It was a Ja that was performing so well being compared with Zion Williamson that was injured half the time. So really I don't mind. Yeah, I don't really mind any of the record. He deserves it. He more than deserves it. Considering they're the third seed right now in the West. Man, he's one of the best players in the league this season.
I do believe that the best guard in the West is Luka Doncic. But before we head right into that, if you look at
Chris Paul is in the West, bro.
Yes, I agree. If you look at Ja Morant this season, right? They won how many matches without him in the team? About 9 or 10, I believe, while he was injured, while he was out. They won a stretch of games. So that goes to show that he's not all that essential to their team. He's just an outlet for points. You understand? Without Luka Doncic in the Dallas Mavericks team, they would not be anywhere near playoff contention. That's how bad. Playing with people like Dorian Finney-Smith and Porzingis, that was mostly injured for this entire season and has just come back. Luka Doncic has been steadily dropping triple doubles since the season started. Do you know that he's now in the top 10 in the NBA triple double history? Like he has 44 triple doubles right now.
He's a monster. He's a monster.
He's very young. He recorded 33, 13, and 15 yesterday, and it was barely spoken about. But Ja drops 36 and 7, and the whole NBA is on. I just believe there's this disparity between the praise that Ja gets and what Luka Doncic gets, because Luka does it so easily, so smoothly. This weekend he drops 30, the next weekend. Have you seen his averages?
Okay, can you look at it like this? Can you look at it like this? Now we know that Luka Doncic is great. He's an extremely good player. So the expectation that you put on him, what you expect from him, is at a certain level already. So when he matches up to that level or around that level, it's not, everybody doesn't go, oh wow, look at what Luka is doing, because you already kind of expect it from him. It's almost like the numbers AD drops. AD drops crazy numbers. AD drops insane numbers. AD was trash at the beginning of season and he was averaging 25, 26, but he's AD. So even if AD drops 26 or 30 and he's trash, you call him out. But if someone else drops 28, 29, oh, that person is doing great. So just look at it like that. We know Luka is already on this pedestal. He's one of the best players of his generation. We know that for sure. So we don't have to mention it every night when he does this night in, night out. But Ja is doing it now, and it's getting recognition. That I'm not trying to say Ja is not a good player. Ja is a great player. So in my opinion, that's just what it's like. We've seen Luka do it so consistently. We've seen Luka do it in the playoffs. We've not even seen Ja do it in playoffs. So they are on. I don't think people see it that, okay, Ja is better than Luka. No. When they are screaming Ja, no. But it's just there. Luka is already this great player, and Ja he's good too, but we have to give him this recognition now. If he does it consistently, you will see that people will mention less of it. Yeah, people mention less of it than they are right now. That's my opinion.
Okay. Let's not forget ourselves.
I would have loved for us to discuss the Chris Paul, Steph Curry, and Luka Doncic scenario, but I think we've run out of time for tonight.
Yeah, we'll make that another day. We'll make that another day. Although, when you look at it, you drop their range, you drop their capabilities, and you already know who the clear winner is. But like I said, another day. Sometimes you cannot be fighting against someone that is below you, because Curry, Abba. in the same conversation with Doncic. You know, Curry should be in the conversation with LeBron. Let's not talk too much.
No, Curry should be in the conversation with LeBron. Curry should be in the same conversation with like
Harden.
Not like Harden. Not like Harden.
Yeah.
John, do you realize that Harden is one of the greatest offensive players in like NBA
I know, but do you remember
so
the line from
Harden?
They say numbers do not count, but when they are discussing the Kings, they say LeBron got 6 rings. See, when it comes down
to the greatest player to have never won a ring, I hope you know, in NBA history, he's the greatest player to.
You see, there's even an issue with the. He's one of the greatest players to have not won a ring. Have you heard of the postman? I've been a mailman. The mailman. That is Karl Malone. That should be one of the greatest. What of Sir Charles?
No, John. I don't know, Sha, but in my opinion, Harden is greater than Harden is such an offensive asset. Like he's in his sleep. If you wake Harden up from sleep,
Karl Malone,
Harden, go on. I know what you're trying to say. But I don't know, Sha. It's just different generations. So it's not just good to compare different generations.
Yeah, bro.
Let's not.
What of AI? What of AI?
He averaged 35. He averaged 35 in that span of 3 years.
I understand, John, another great guy, but indeed, or what Harden can do. AI is great too.
At the Houston Rockets.
All right. We'll see this conversation. This conversation will be for another episode where we can all sit down with numbers and use these numbers to talk. Right?
Okay. That would be great. I look forward to it.
All right. So, let's just wrap this up. Thank you very much, Akachukwu, for being a part of the episode today.
It was great chatting with you guys. See you on next episode.
Yeah, sure. And Rotimi, all the way from London. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And, I always bring the Curry hate every time I come on here. Thank you.
It's all right. You choke on the Curry. All right. Thank you very much for being a part of the show today. It's been a wonderful time on Strictly Sports. Akachukwu is here in Abuja with me, even though we're in different locations. Rotimi is all the way in London. So please, how will I put it? Now, I'm asking for your forgiveness for the fact that there were certain points where we had a break in connection. So that's it for Strictly Sports. His name is Akachukwu. He's the other person's name, the one who hates Curry, is Rotimi. Johnbinho is my name, and I'm the super dynamic midfield maestro. Don't forget to spread kindness around wherever you find yourself. Bye for now.